Right, hopefully I'm back and my audio and video is in sync. If it's not, then I don't know what I can do. Everything looks like it's perfect here. So is it still out of sync, guys? Right, we're back again anyway. Is it still out of sync? It looks like it's out of sync. Right, let me try a couple of things. So the first thing I'll try, I'm actually on a new microphone and I'm wondering if that's the problem. The first thing I'll try is, oh, it's working okay. Is it in sync? Is my audio and my lips both coming at the same time, or is it out of sync? Because there's a couple of things I can try to fix that. It looks to me like it's out of sync. Let me have a listen. Oh, let me have a listen. Let me have a listen. No, it's in sync, right? Yeah, I'm in sync. Okay, good. All right, so that's all it needed. It just needed a reboot. Okay, right. Okay, right. So sorry. Yeah, thanks, Mickey. Tracy. I don't know. I don't know who Salty laughing my arse off was, but he's gone. But hi anyway. Right, let's have a look. Right. It's Wednesday, so I don't have to. I don't have to pick my missus up. I don't have to take my missus to work, so I can have a bit of a drink. Sorry, like I said, I've not been too well the last few days, and I was quite bad this morning, and I nearly put off doing this tonight, but I quite enjoy it. So I thought I'd do that. Right, today's beer du jour, BrewDog. Ever heard of BrewDog? Oh, hello, Salty. Yo, how you doing? Where are you? Are you on YouTube? No, you're on Twitch. You're watching me on Twitch, right? Okay. Sorry, it took me a second or two to work out where you were watching me. Right. Today's beer du jour. That's French. That means beer of the day, in case you speak French and I don't. But that's what it means. It's BrewDog. I don't know if you guys have heard of BrewDog, but they're an independent brewery. They're Ellon. I don't know where Ellon is. I think it's up north somewhere. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, everywhere past Watford is up north. I'll just say hi, Salty, as well, in case. No, that's not how you spelt your name. It's with a one. Right, there we go. Hi, Salty. In case you didn't hear my audio. Oh, right, okay. You saw my TikTok and followed straight away. You seem like a nice guy. Well, I think I'm a nice guy. I think I'm the best guy in the world, but that's just me. That's just me. Right, BrewDog. Elvis juice. All right, Elvis juice. Grapefruit infused IPA. I've no idea what grapefruit infused IPA means and what the connection with Elvis is, but as you know, I do like a nice craft beer. So let's have a sip. Let's have a smell. Ah, he's a prat. Who's a prat? Who's a prat, Mickey? Mickey's saying he's a Mickey on YouTube. He's saying he's a prat, but he's not saying who's a prat. Elvis. Is Elvis a prat? Because he's dead. But we won't go there. Right. Let's have a smell. Ah, yep. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Salty. Sorry. Mickey is a friend of mine who's on YouTube watching me. When I said replied to you and said that I'm a nice guy, he said that I'm a prat. So as far as you're concerned, I'm a prat. My mate thinks I'm a prat. So that'll do. That's not a bad beer, you know. I don't actually think it's grapefruit. What I think they've done is I think they've used Citra hops in it, which gives that grapefruit flavour. Mickey, I've got to explain that anybody on Twitch can't see what you're typing. Only the people on each platform can see what you're typing, I think. Let me just double check that. I could be lying. Let me just double check that. No, people on Twitch can. I'm looking on Twitch now. People on Twitch can actually see you. Yeah. So it's only you on YouTube that can't see what's happening, but people on Twitch, yeah, they can see exactly what's happening. So he can see you saying that I'm a prat. Right? Okay. That's good. I'm glad we've got that worked out. Right. Let's drop of this beer. Thanks, Stephen O'Sullivan on Facebook. You like Brewdog, dear? That's actually not a bad beer. I'm lucky I'm not driving tonight because it's 5.1, which is all right. Oh, you can see Salty's response, can you? All right, Mickey. Okay, cool. Okay, that all works out then. All right. Yeah. Okay. Because I don't see exactly what you see. I see something completely different. All right. Good. That's all now. Right. I don't know why, but oh, that is a nice drop of beer. I've got a new microphone. It only arrived from Amazon about 10 minutes before I went on the air. It's a Trust Mantis, one of these. Look, still got the box for it. It was recommended to me. I was talking yesterday to a streamer yesterday morning about some of the issues that I've had with the microphone, and he said that he gave me a couple of microphones. He said were really good to try. So I thought I'd yeah, thanks, Mickey. Restream bot relays it. Right, okay, good. So that all works. That's good, right? And he said to me, give this microphone a try. So I don't know what you guys think. I literally just set it up. I'm over modulating slightly there. Let's just knock that back a bit. I've just literally set it up. What's it like? I mean, is it a better microphone than other ones? We do that, right? Okay. While I'm waiting for you to let me know if you think it's a good microphone or not. Oh, that is a nice drop. I do like that. I don't like all of the Brewdog ones, but I do like that. Juiced up and ready to roll. Okay, that's a nice beer. Same as Monday. It's a different microphone, Tracy. Completely different microphone, but all right, as long as you can hear me, that's fine. Right. Where should we begin? We'll begin with the papers. Okay, let's go to the papers before we do anything else. We'll just quickly go through the papers. There we are. Do you like the way that I do that? Change scenes and put these backgrounds up. You know, I've got to tell you, right, before I go any further, I promote myself in a lot of the Facebook forums, which is, yeah, thanks, Mickey. I think it's better than the lapel mic as well. I promote myself in a lot of Facebook, Twitch, and streaming forums. And one of the things that happens when I promote in these forums, right, as soon as I promote myself in these forums, I get people PMing me left, right, and centre. Oh, can I make you a logo? Can I make you a banner? Can I make you an overlay? Is it a CQDX mic? No, Paul, it's not. I wish it was. Hi, HGX. No, Paul, it's not. It's not a CQDX mic. Do you know? I haven't. Combine Harvester is like me. We're both licensed radio amateurs. Class 1, which is the top license. And I've been a licensed radio amateur since 2011. Unfortunately, I haven't played about with it that much since I got really ill with cancer, because it's affected my voice, and it's been a bit of a problem playing about with it. But it's actually nice to see somebody from the radio amateur days there. So Combine Harvester. It runs a dog walking service in Essex, which in Southend in Essex. Which, if you've ever got a dog and you live in Southend and you need your dog walked, you need to speak to Combine Harvester. Yeah, there's a quick plug for you. Pop filter helps. Yeah, I've got the pop filter. Look, I've got the pop filter. I have the pop filter. I just haven't had a chance to assemble it yet. Because literally Amazon just delivered it 15 minutes ago. Right. Not done much at all either. I'll tell you what, mate. Can I use your first name? Is that all right? Or should I call you Combine Harvester? It's up to you. Can I use your first name? It's nice to see so many people watching. You know, HXG GXNS and Salty laughing my arse off, and Mickey Jeffries and Tracy Turners. Right, okay. Combine Harvester. His first name is Paul, and like I say, he's like me, a licensed radio amateur. I will do a broadcast about radio amateur, but to be honest with you, it's Wurzel will do. Yeah, know me for you. I think it's a bit of a dying. It's a bit of a dying thing, but we will talk about it one time. I'll get a few. I'll put it out, and we'll get a few people on there, and we'll talk about it, Paul. But yeah, it's It's radio amateurs. Yes, HXGN. I know Harry Kane has missed training for the second time today. I'll come to that in a little while. But I'm just going to go through the papers section first. So let's do the papers section first of all. So what have we got? The newspaper headlines. Well, in the Eye, it's jabs for all over 16s on the way. That's only just been decided today, I think. It's jabs for all over 16. So I think that's good that the UK COVID rollout is going so well. There is more about this in the other papers. There's some more about that. Do you know what, Paul? I haven't even done any QRP. I've literally my radio. I've got my 2 metre and my 70 centimetre Yaesu, and I've got my HF rig, and they're sitting on the side there. They're not even connected up to the aerials at the moment. Oh, cheers, Mickey. Oh, right, okay. Right, I might come to you a bit later on that, Mickey. I might come to you a bit later on that. I'm not really geared up for that right now. The Times. Where are we? The Times, right. All children over 16 will be offered jabs, and Keely Hodgkinson, the 19-year-old university student that won silver for Britain. Apparently, it's been quite a medal haul for Britain, but it's, as I've said in other streams, I'm not really that interested in the Olympics because they're behind a paywall. They've gone commercial, and I think that's moved away from the ethos of the Olympics. Plus all the political shenanigans that have gone on. But by all accounts, our athletes have done really well. I hope I haven't missed anybody, and I hope I've said hello to everybody, because I had a little moan earlier in one of the groups that I've been on some other people's streams, and they yeah, I don't know, Paul. I don't know. Somehow I can see you drinking hand sanitizer. If you're going to drink hand sanitizer, you're probably better off washing it down with some diesel. That's what I'd recommend. Red diesel. Red diesel will do. If you're going to drink hand sanitizer, wash it down with red diesel. Right. So Keely Hodgkinson's won silver, which is meaning we've had our greatest medal haul for ages, which is really, really good. I'm really impressed. The Daily Mail, which is normally a very, very political paper, is actually crowing about the Great British Medal Swoop, and then it's the headline. It's got the pictures of all our athletes, but then the headline is U-turn on jabs for teenagers. PM set to heed new scientific advice. So that's all go. The Daily Mirror, King Kenny, the cyclist. I mean, he's turned out to be Jason Kenny's turned out to be our greatest ever Olympian. He's got more medals than anybody else. And the Metro has the same thing. It's got Keely Hodgkinson, and it's got the sub-headline is Third Wave in Retreat, which I'll come to in a minute. We'll just get through the rest of the papers. The Daily Express, COVID war, proof jabs are building a wall of defence. The Guardian, again, it's got Hodgkinson after winning her silver, and it's going on about Starmer, PM missing in action over climate crisis. I've no idea what that means. I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing Boris in the news, so he's not exactly missing. Yeah, Paul, it's too commercial, and I'm going to have a bit of a rant about that in another section. The Daily Telegraph is Iran hijacks a tanker in the Gulf of Oman, and people are talking about kicking off there. Financial Times unusually is talking about the Olympics, but it's gone for the usual tangent about a Norwegian guy ripping up the record. The Daily Star, you got to love the Daily Star, right? You got to love the Daily Star. All it's concerned with is that fish fingers shouldn't be grown in a lab. All right, do you know what? I like a nice fish finger sandwich. Fish fingers, right? 2 slices of bread, 4 fish fingers, a slice of cheese, and tartar sauce. All right, that's and then cut it off. That is the perfect fish finger sandwich. I've got an air fryer, and the fish fingers are done in the air fryer. So fish fingers, 2 slices. The bread must be buttered. Very important. The bread must be buttered. So put your fish fingers on the bread, bit of vinegar on them, a couple of slices of cheese, nice thick spreading of tartar sauce, I cut it in half. That's beautiful. Oh, I love fish finger sandwiches. And I don't give a shit if they're grown in a lab or what, as long as they taste of fish and they look like fish fingers. So, there we go. Right. So, the overall thing of the news is that we've done well in the Olympics, but there's other news that's in the headlines that it looks like this. There was a lot of people that were worried that when we released the when we came out of the lockdown, butter but not fried fish fingers. I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Butter on the bread. You butter the bread. You don't butter the fish fingers. I don't fry the fish fingers. No, I've got an air fryer. And like Mickey says, love our air fryer. Right? I fry them in the air fryer. So the overall thing about the newspapers is that there's three things. There's the fact that we've done really well in the Olympics today. We've had a good haul of medals. That teenagers now over 16 can have the COVID jab. But more importantly, a lot of papers now, especially the later editions today, are focusing on the fact that there was a lot of doom and gloom predicted that when the third wave, after we relax the restrictions on July the 19th, we will come in for a third wave. And there are a lot of scientists predicting that we would have lots of hospitalisations. But according to what I'm reading in the papers now at the moment, it's looking like we're knocking back this third wave. The hospitalisations are down, the infection rate is down, and it looks like this pandemic is coming to the end. So if that's anything reading about the papers, but I've lost all faith in the papers because just recently the papers have been talking about shortages, and I think the papers are driving these shortages in the shops. And it's the papers. The papers are supposed to report the news, not make the news. Right. So that's the papers. We've done the papers. Good. We've done that. Right. Let's just go back to my main screen again. So a quick bit of my technical Ujima flip. There we go. Lump. And we're back on my Matrix main screen, which allows me to queue up my next screen. Right. I'll come to all these shortages and I'll come to all these things. I'm making a list and I'm going along, and I can see what you're talking about. But I've got certain things that I want to go through before I get there. Hang on, I just need a beer. My audio's gone out of sync again, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. For fuck's sake! It's nothing I'm doing here. Nothing I'm doing here. I don't think, unless of course it's because I've got so many bloody windows open. Hang on, let me shut down my browser. Right. Let's try that. Right, I've shut down all my windows, so hopefully that shouldn't do it. Not true. My mate has just lost his daughter, 39, and she never got to hold her. Oh, right, yeah, with the we're going back to the COVID again. Right, okay. I don't know why it's gone out of sync like that. There's no reason for that. Everything should be working fine. I'm not sure why that's happened there. Oh well. These things are sent to try us. Okay. Right, that's that. Right. I'm trying out something new on TikTok. I've been exploring TikTok this week. As a friend of mine, Brian, said, for TikTok, right, to be a success on TikTok, what you've got to do is you've got to do a silly dance and flash your knickers. Well, I wear boxers, so that's not going to happen, and I definitely can't dance. So that's not going to happen. So I've been doing a little experiment, right, and I've been posting what I'm calling the joke of the day on TikTok, and I've done it a couple of times now, and it looks like I'm getting good feedback on that. There's a guy, salty, said that he saw me on TikTok and thought he'd give me a follow. So it looks like TikTok's working. So let me just show you the joke of the day. So hopefully we can call it up. This should do it. Should do it. No, that's not going to work. Hang on, I know what I'm doing wrong. That should do it. Right, there we go. This is the joke of the day today. Here we go. And they reach the girl's house, and the young man leans up against the wall and says, can I have sex with you? And she said, no, no, you can't. My parents might hear me. He said, oh, come on, who's going to see it this time of night? Nobody's going to know. Come on, can I have sex with you? No, 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 no. My parents will definitely hear us. Oh, please, please, he said, I'm begging you, can I have sex with you? And she said, no, 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 I don't want my parents to find out. All of a sudden, the light comes on, the door opens, and the girl's sister opens up the door, looking a bit dishevelled in her pyjamas, and she yawns and says, oh, Dad says, for fuck's sake, will you have sex with him? Or I can have sex with him, or if needed, Mum will come downstairs and have sex with him. But whatever you do, will you take your hand off of the fucking intercom? Right, that's the that's the joke of the day. So I'm going to try and do one of those. I'm going to try and do one of those each and every day. So and see how that works. I've got a fun fact for you. Here you go. You'll love this. You'll love this. I have a fun fact for you. Right, and you'll love these fun facts. So let's have a fun fact. Where are we? There we go. Right. Let's have a fun fact in a second. Right, yeah. Okay, a fun fact. You'll like this. I had to wait for that to come up. Dolphins, right? Dolphins only sleep with one eye open. They sleep with one eye open. Did you know that? Right? I didn't believe it when I read about that. I had to go and check it. Yeah, dolphins actually sleep with one eye open. All right, and so that's an interesting trick. All right, okay. Right, now, I did promise we were going to talk about football, so let me just do some more Ujima flip. Right, there we go. Oh, come on. Right, there we go. Look, see football. Harry Kane. I'm not a football fan, all right? I actually support West Ham. That tells you how much of a football fan I am, right? Because I support West Ham, so that's absolutely nothing. So I really know nothing about football, but I did promise I would talk about football. I promised I would talk about football. So Harry Kane apparently has turned out to be the UK's most expensive transfer, but he hasn't shown up for training 2 days running. So there's been a lot of furore about that. Oh, pardon me. Ah, yes, my audio's gone back in sync now, so I think it's the fact that I had so many windows open. So I have to bear that in mind then. That I can't. I've got a really fast and really powerful PC. I mean, my PC is an AMD Ryzen 3600 SX, and I've got 32 gig of RAM. So there's no reason for it to lag like that, unless it's Chrome being an arsehole. It could well be, Paul, that he's self-isolating or he's on holiday. I mean, if I'm truly honest, I don't give a flying fuck in a jam donut. If I'm truly honest, these footballers, they're on silly money. I mean, he's the England captain and all more power to his elbow. But anyway, my thing about the football is, in the Olympics, we've got a women's football team, GB women's football team. We haven't got a GB men's football team in this Olympics. And I had to do a bit of research and I found out why. The reason there isn't a GB football team is because the Welsh FA, the Scottish FA, and I believe the Irish FA all kicked off about it, and they believe that if we have a Team GB male football team, it diminishes their rights as independent nations in the World Cup and in the Euros. So it's a case of the tail wagging the dog here. The reason we haven't got a Team GB men's team is because the Welsh and the Scottish aren't happy about it. I don't know about anybody else, right? And we'll get some feedback from you guys, right? Just answer me this question, okay? How do you feel? I would be quite happy to see in the World Cup and in the Euros, rather than four independent nations, where quite often we, England, are the only nation that qualifies. I would like to see the Team GB in the World Cup, and I'd like to see the Team GB in the Euros. What do you guys think? I'm just going to, while you're answering, bear in mind there's a slight delay. I'm just going to go back and look at what we're doing. Right, the Olympics have been commercial since at least 1984. That's correct, Paul. Yeah, I agree with you then. And it just wasn't on pay TV, but it really has been commercial. Tracy Turner says one team is better, so that's one vote for one team is better. Anybody else? Anybody else got any thoughts on that? Whether one team is better or not? Right, let's go through and have another. Mickey loves his air fryer, but that's because Mickey has problems forming relationships with humans. He prefers to form relationships with inanimate objects, and you know we don't go there. There's groups for that. Speaking of that, I've got something to tell you. Right? Okay, I've got something to tell you. I'm just going to wander off on a complete tangent for a minute. Okay, in the news today, there's a story about MPs calling for a website to be taken down. All right. They won't name the website in the news, but I'm going to name it here for you, all right? It's called nudify.net. I'm going to type it out in messages, all right? Nudify.net, all right? You heard it here first of all right? Nudify.net. What the fuck is Nudify.net? I'll tell you what Nudify.net is, and I go on there before it goes because the MPs don't want it. If you upload a picture of somebody, okay, anybody, a head to shoulder picture of somebody, the website uses inanimate objects. The website, yeah, all right, Nicky. The website uses artificial intelligence to show you what that person looks like naked. I'm not kidding you, right? I'm not kidding you, right? It's called nudify.net. Go and have a look, all right? Before the site gets taken down, because the MPs are furious about it. They want to take, they want it taken down. Nudify.net. All right, you upload a picture of anybody, yourself, somebody else, right, and it will show you what they look like naked. I promise you, it's nudify.net. Go and have a look. It's just, it will be taken down because it's so outlandish. But you heard it here. All right. Yes, Nicky. At least inanimate objects remain faithful, but you're liable to burn your todger on a toaster. All right. Right. Okay. So that's my views on football. Let's go back to the main screen. If anybody else has got any views on that, let's do that. And I noticed that HGX. I don't know if you're still there, HGX. Yeah, there are things in life we really don't want to see. I actually put it up with your picture, Paul, to see what you look like naked, and it showed me a gibbon. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Right. Let's go back to my main screen. Right. Okay. So yeah, that's my conversation on football. Oh, I'm really struggling. I've got my IPA here. Oh. So come on, you people. Let's come on. Let's have some feedback for you. I can't keep talking, right? I can't keep talking all the time and thinking of things to say. I have got a list of things to say, which I will go through. But let's come on. Look, I mean, fuck me. I'm 61 years old. I've been round the block half a dozen times. I've lived more lifetimes than most people have, and I've seen some things, and I've travelled, and I'm a little bit intelligent. I think I've got an IQ over 5. So let's have some feedback from you guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk about haters. Let me put my social media background up. Where's my social media background? Right, we'll put that up instead of the Matrix. There we go. Right. Haters. I won't name any names, all right? I won't name any names. But I can tell you it's none of you that have you responded now. Haters, right? Haters. I'm not going to name any names, but David Clark is one of them, right? Not naming any names, of course. It's your job. I'm here on my own in this media, right? Okay, yeah, it's my job, all right. Haters. The very negative people, they come onto my Facebook, right, and they post on my Facebook statuses, and they've never got anything positive to say about anybody or anything. Everything I type, right? Everything I type, they're always trying to find a hole or pick holes in it, or they're trying to be negative about it, or they're on a downer about it. And I don't understand how people can be that negative about it. Whenever I see things on my Facebook, I always try and find the positive side of things. And I mean, I'm always congratulating people. You had to ban the nameless person, right? Yeah, he's such a fucking arsehole, that man. And he's been on my friends list for 15 years, and it's not just him. It's not just him, right? There's other people who I'm not going to name. Yes, yes, I'm not going to name David Clark because I'm not talking about him, Paul. All right, but yes, Lord Darius, yeah. He's just one of them. There are about 5 others that all they ever do is come up with negativity, and I don't understand their negativity. I don't understand why. There's one person who should remain nameless, right? I had to tell him what his nickname was. He didn't know what his nickname was. My latest follower is Dakimin DSK. So, hi, my latest follower. If you're there, I haven't. If you say hi, I'll always say hello. I can't keep track of all the followers that are going on, but yeah, this nameless person, right, who goes by who has a pseudonym beginning Lord, right? I had to tell him what his nickname was the other day, and I said, you know what your nickname is, don't you? And he said, no. And I said, your nickname is Two Shits. And he said, what? I said, your nickname is Two Shits. He said, what? Because I don't give two shits. I said, no, your nickname is Two Shits because you've got to do everything better than everybody else. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, well, if I've had one shit, you've had to have two shits. So your nickname is Two Shits because that's what you do. And do you know what? One day I was in the Canaries a couple of years ago. I was up on top of Mount Tady. Right now, I don't know if you know. Right, Mount Tady has got one of the best observatories in the world for looking at the night sky. The reason it's got an observatory up there is because it's way, way, way above light pollution, way, way, way above the clouds. All right. I mean, you're talking. I think it's 3 miles up, something like that. 3 miles up Mount Tady is, and it's got one of the best observatories in the world. And you've got no light pollution, you've got no pollution, you've got no clouds, you've got absolutely, and it is the most beautiful sight in the world. The sky is full of stars, and you can see the Milky Way so clear and so defined. And I've never ever been anywhere else on the planet with a view like that. And bear in mind, I've been to Australia in the outback where there's no light pollution. So there's nowhere else on the planet that I've been that has got the view of the night sky like the top of Mount Tady. And he was telling me his place in Gloucester, the view was better. Well, it's just, like I said, two shits, right? If I've had one shit, he's had two shits. But his place in Gloucester apparently is better than the view on Mount Tady, and he just hasn't got a clue. Just hasn't got a clue. But yeah, he's just one. There are other people there that are real haters, and I don't understand them. You post a status, and they come along and they try and pick holes in it, or they say something negative about it. I mean, what is it with these people? Why are they so negative? What is it about social media that makes people... And I know I'm being negative now, but I'm generally not a negative person. I mean, I'm always looking to congratulate people. I'm always looking to find the positives in somebody. I mean, a lot of you will know the mutual friend that I'm talking about. They've just got a new cute little puppy. I mean, it's great. And another one's got a nice little kitten. And yeah, this is a cute kitten. And it's I like to be positive about things. Even Paul Cooper, I like to be positive about him, even though he does some of the most crazy things that makes me think so negative. But I don't go onto people's Facebooks, and I don't try and bring them down. I don't try and make negative about them. I'm always looking for the positive in people, but that's just me, I guess. That's just me. Right, yes, haters, Nudify. I know what you've all gone. You've all gone to Nudify, haven't you? That's why you're not talking. You're all on Nudify, aren't you? Which I've never told you about that now. You're all on Nudify. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yep, you're all on Nudify. You could be right, Paul. I mean, but it's not just my it's it's not just my I'll come to that in a second, Mickey. It's not just my no, I've completely lost I've completely lost I've completely lost the thing, Mickey. Yeah, the chairlift for me is a no-no as well. But I probably a no-no for me. Different reasons for you. I don't know. I can't go on the chairlift because I suffer from AMS. Only since I had my bronchiectasis. AMS. Pardon me. Pardon me. AMS is acute mountain sickness. It can get you at any altitude, but in my case, I found out that the bottom of the chairlift at Mount Tady, that's my limit. If I go any higher than that, my lips start to turn blue, and I really struggle to breathe. So I went up on the chairlift. I've been up on the chairlift twice. First time was 12 years ago, and I never had a problem. But the last time was 3 or 4 years back, and I got up there, and Sean told me, you've got to get down. Your lips are blue. You're struggling to breathe, and I had to come down. So going up to the top of Mount Tady on the chairlift is a no-no for me. For those that don't know, Mount Tady, I'll tell you about Mount Tady. Mount Tady is Spain's highest mountain, which is a bit of a cheat, all right, because it's not actually in Spain. Mount Tady is on Tenerife. Tenerife is in the Canary Islands, and the Canary Islands are off the coast of Africa. So they're not actually in Spain at all, but it's classed as Spain's highest mountain. I forget how tall it is. I'm not going to open up another browser tab because it'll make my my audio go all out of sync again. I forget how tall it is. I think it's about 3.2 miles. I think. I'm sure some of you can Google and tell me otherwise. It's very strange because you can drive almost up to the summit in Mount Tady, which is, it's like the part that you can drive to is actually twice as high as Ben Nevis. Now, Ben Nevis is the United Kingdom's highest mountain, which in the great scheme of things isn't really a mountain, it's a hill. All right, you can't really call it a mountain, it's a hill. But that's Ben Nevis. Now, the top of Ben Nevis, 3,715 metres, which I think is that's 3.7 kilometres. So it's about 2.5 miles, Mickey. About 2.5 miles, something like that. Anyway, twice as high as Ben Nevis. Now Ben Nevis, at the top of Ben Nevis, you can't sustain life very well without special precautions. At the top of Mount Tady, the highest you can go, the highest you can drive up to, you can live up there quite happily. I mean, there are people that live up there. There's a hotel up there, there's a bar up there, and things like that. Things that they could do with Ben Nevis. So it's amazing how great it is up there. And I mean, whenever I go to Tenerife, one of the things I like to do is about 6 o'clock in the evening, I'll plonk Sean at the bar and point her at the alcohol and just sit her down and say, there's alcohol over there, and I'll get in the car and I'll drive up to the top of Mount Tady. By the time I get up there, it's about an hour's drive normally to go up to the top, as high as you can go, which is by the base of the cable car, which Mickey will know exactly what I'm talking about. Canada Plains, I think it's called, if memory serves me right. Canada Plains is the highest you can drive up to. And you get up about an hour, so I'm up there about 7 o'clock, right? It's absolutely peaceful. All the people have gone home. Now, it's so high that nothing lives up there. There's no animals that live up there. Even the trees, the tree line is about half a kilometre below you. The trees stop. And the only plants that live up there are scrubs and things like that. And it's if you ever wondered what the dark side of the moon looks like, that's what Mount Tady looks like. And the beauty of the place is its barrenness, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Mickey? It's so barren. It's beautiful. There's nothing else like it anywhere in the world. It's fantastic. I mean, there's one point, depending on which way you go up through a place called Lava Negros, which means black lava. and it just looks like a giant JCB. It's just taken all the earth all around you and turned it upside down, and it's phenomenal. And then you get up towards Canada Plains, and it's like the dark side of the moon, and quite a few space films have been filmed up there. Once you get past Canada Plains, you go down the other side. There's another place, and if you've ever seen my Facebook, you'll know what I'm talking about, which has got green. Oh, it is like another planet, and the air is so clean up there as well. The air is fantastic. It is my favourite place, and I've told the missus that when I'm dead, scatter my ashes up there if you're allowed to. But it's a national park, so you may not be allowed to. But it is an absolutely gorgeous place up there. Where was I going with this? Oh, I hate I hate when I lose track on that. I hate when I lose track, but yeah. So yes. So I like to drive up there. So it takes me about an hour to drive up there. Um, and when I get up there, about 7 o'clock at night, there's no people around. They've all gone home. All the tourists have gone home. The only people up there are the ones that take the coach tours up to do the nighttime observatory. And I know which route they take, so I can keep away from them. And there's this little parking area that I found that I drive into, and I get out the car, and by now it's gone dark and it's -1 up there, so it's pretty cold. So I put a jacket on, and I actually get on the car and I lay back on the bonnet. Right, but where I've driven the car up the mountain, the engine's quite warm, so I lay back on the bonnet. I just lay there. I just look up and I just look at the stars. And I could spend ages there. I don't, because it's -1 up there, so it's a bit fucking cold after dark. So I don't. I could spend ages there just looking at the stars. There is no view like it anywhere in the world. And definitely not in Gloucester, no matter what some people say. If you ever get a chance, I can't believe how many people I know have been to Tenerife and have never been up Mount Teide. Right, they've missed the beauty of Tenerife. I mean, Tenerife and America have got one thing in common, right? They're the only two places in the world I know where you can drive, where in the morning you can be on the beach in 30-degree heat, and you can just take a couple of hours drive, and you're up a mountain with -1 with stunning views, right? Because you can do that in America. In America, you can actually sit on the beach in the morning and go skiing in the evening, right? You can't do that in any other countries that I think of. I don't know if you can go skiing in Tenerife or not. It's too warm for that, but yeah, go to Mount Teide. Go up the top of Mount Teide, if you can. It is absolutely stunning, and it won't be there forever. It won't. You're right. You can't stand up because the vertigo does mess with your head. You're absolutely right. That's another reason why I lay back on the bonnet of the car. Right. That's that. Right. Okay. If you're listening in Spain, Mount Tidy, you owe me, you owe me lots of euros now for selling you. Um, uh, I was going to talk health. I was going to talk health because there are some people out there. Like, again, I've surprised myself. It's the adrenaline. It's funny. I Some of you know that I broke a world record back in 1990, and the reason I broke a world record back in 1990 was because I could do it, obviously. But on the day, there was something about being in front of an audience that just gave me that adrenaline kick, and that adrenaline kick got me through it, and sent me on to breaking a world record. But it's the same with this streaming, all right? I have felt like absolute fucking shit all day. I felt like shit all weekend, and I really didn't think. I thought myself when I started at 7:30. I thought I'm just not going to be able to do a whole hour tonight. I just feel like shit. But you know what? The adrenaline kicked in, and I've managed to do it. Look, I've got my shirt on again. Look, I've got my. There we go. Look. See, advertising myself. There we go. Look, I've got to remember where the camera is. The camera's up there. It's because it doesn't look like a camera. In case anyone's wondering, I'm as a camera. I've got a Galaxy S9 mobile phone. That's my camera, which is why the picture quality is so good. Right. Anyway, yes. Health. I have to take something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. in the morning I have to take 8 pills. In the evening I have to take 6 pills. And it's something called Pill Clash, and I haven't been able to find anything about it anywhere. Is that you, Sean? I haven't been able to find. Was that somebody? Was that Amazon? I think that was Amazon at the door. Hang on, let me just find out. Alexa, have my delivery's been made today?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Sorry, I don't know that. Alexa. Is that you outside, John? Oh, thank you. There's my delivery. Thank you. Here's my delivery. Yeah, it was Amazon. Look at that. Look. Thanks to the magic of green screen, right? Objects just pop into my hand. Right. Bill Clash. So I take 8 in the morning and 6 or 7 in the evening, and I can't find anything else about them. Right? Can you take all your medication at once? Not only do I have to take pills, but at the same time I have to take. You probably recognise what this is, right? You need to get her on the show. You're right. I do, Mickey. I do need to get her on the show. And one of these as well. And this is a that goes up my nose, not up my bum, up my nose. So do you is it right to take all your pills at once, or should you not take them together? I don't know. I can't find any information out on the internet. Should I space them out? I don't know. The only instruction is they must be taken. A lot of them, like naproxen, which is the arthritis one, must be taken after food. Same as omeprazole. That must be taken after food. So I don't know. I don't know. So again, if any of you know, let me know. Yeah, can you take all your pills at once, or is it dangerous? I don't know. I've been trying to find out, and I can't. And I've been looking, and it's one of those things. Do you want to hear a joke? I'll tell you another joke. All right. Only a pharmacist will know. Lands Pro is the same. Only a pharmacist will know. Yeah. Well, I've not done the pharmacist. This is, I've not. Guy walks into a bar with a parrot on his shoulder, and the barman says, "Where'd you get that?" And the parrot says, "There's millions of them walking about outside." I can wait. Right. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know whether you should take them all together or not. I don't know. I really don't know. I keep meaning to do one of these streams on bronchiectasis, but I can't even spell it, let alone say it. It's just one of those things. I just need some more bit. I'm wibbling now, aren't I? I'm wibbling. I'm wibbling because I run out of things to do. I'm enjoying this BrewDog. Oh, nice. Mickey, I will when you're not about Sundays or Mondays, are you? When's the best time for me and you to have a Skype call? I'm not on the air. Just to have a Skype call so that we can sort a few things out. Once I finish this broadcast, I'm going to go and have my dinner. Well, actually, I'm going to have a piss. Then I'm going to have my dinner. I'm desperate for a piss. I'm absolutely desperate for a piss. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that, Mickey. I like that. Two cowboys walking down the street, and the first one says, "Yup," and the second one says, "Yup." Again, I can wait. Right. So, do they actually, Paul? Because none of mine warn me. None of mine tell me that they can't be taken at the same time as any others. Do your pills actually warn you, or somebody actually told you about that? And I mean, it's one of these things. I'm just trying to work out whether I should take them together or not. It's just one of those things. Just one of those things. Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday daytime. Right, probably be tomorrow. Well, in the evening. I'll probably ring you tomorrow. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow evening, Mickey. I'll PM you, and then we'll sort of Skype out, and then we can hopefully do something for Friday. I can do it for today, but I've just been fucking about with microphones and everything else. So hopefully we'll do it for another day. Maybe do it for Friday. There's seeing as Paul's got here, right? Seeing as we're here, right? My favourite place in the whole world is Tenerife, and I make no secret of this. It's absolutely gorgeous up there, at the top of Mount Teide. But Paul Cooper introduced me to a place in Mallorca, Can Pastilla. Can Pastilla. Pastilla is Pastilla is the Spanish word for pastries. You know, like cream buns and things like that. Can Pastilla. So it was the centre of the cream bun. It's actually by the airport, but don't let you put that off. It's actually a gorgeous little town. It's actually a lovely place, and I'm sold on it. And I like going. I like there. I want to go back there again. And they've got the most gorgeous. The curry. Me and Sean and Paul and his other half. We went out to this place. We walked past it a dozen times during the day, during the time that we were there, and we walked past this curry place. There's always these nice smells coming out of it, and we decided one night that we were going to eat there. And you look at it and you don't think it's anything special, but they actually cooked the curry in front of you, and that was the nicest curry I've ever had. I don't know about you, Paul. Did you think the same? But for me, that was the nicest curry I've ever had. It was absolutely gorgeous. I've never had a curry like it. It really was nice. That was a great night out. We went out there for Paul's 50th birthday. We went out there for Paul's 50th birthday, which is another little story I'll tell you. I was told when to take them and then did a bit of research on the effect of each one. Right. Maybe I should do a research. Maybe I should do the research because I haven't done the research of mine. Maybe I should do, but I don't think so. I mean, there's nothing there that is major worries with the thing. But we went out to Can Pastilla for Paul's 50th birthday, which is rather funny. There's a whole group of us: Tracy, Mickey, Paul. We all grew up, matured, I don't know, on eBay together. We all started as eBay sellers or eBay buyers, and we all met through eBay. And over the years, we've become friends. And Paul, his 50th birthday, I think 2018 was it? 2018, Paul? He said in 2017, he said, look, I'm going to have my 50th birthday in Can Pastilla in Mallorca. Who's coming? Right? And he started a group and everything, and like 100 people all said they were coming. Everybody said they were going, right? All of his friends said they were going. And then we got nearer and nearer the time, right? And everybody started dropping out, right? Out of the initial 100 people that said they were going, right? Only 2 couples said they were going, yeah? Only 2 people said they were going, right? And that was me and my partner and Gail and her partner. And they were the only one that turns up. I mean, out of 100 people, out of 100 couples that said they were going, just 2 of us turned up. And I thought to myself, that's Facebook all over. It's people just typing away, right, without giving any consideration. Yeah, Honey's, that was the name of the place. Honey's comes up in my top 10 curry houses. It's absolutely fantastic, right? Honey's, if you ever go out to Can Pastilla, that's the place. Honey's is gorgeous, right? But don't ever go to the Rolo shop. All right, Paul swears by this Rolo place, right? He told us how wonderful it was, how great it was, and these Rolos, these is it Brazilian? A Brazilian dish, the Rolos, right? Oh my fucking god, right? I have never ever waited so long for food in my life. From the time we ordered it until our food turned up, right, was an hour and 45 minutes. I am not kidding you, an hour and 45 minutes. I'm sure it's a Brazilian dish. I'm sure they went to Brazil to get it. All right. Paul swore blind by this place. He told me what a wonderful place was. I have never, ever in my life waited an hour and 45 minutes for food. Ever. Ever. That was the worst. I mean, the staff were nice enough. Well, except for the fact that when they were swearing about the customers, because what the staff don't realise is, because they're so used to dealing with tourists, right, what they don't realise is that some of us, you know, some of us, yo hablo un poco de español, right, can actually speak Spanish, right? They don't realise that. So when they're insulting people, they don't realise that, Cuban, that's it, Cuban, that's it, it was a Cuban national dish. But I've never ever waited so long for food in my life. And they were just quite rude about the customers as well. And I'm thinking, hang on, you don't understand that I speak Spanish. I know what you're talking about. They just, you know, look, yeah. Paul swears by, look, you can see how upset he is, right? Admittedly, they had no idea what they missed. Alcoholic poison is guaranteed. I mean, they did have some nice cocktails, right? And on the face of it, right, the food itself, when it finally arrived, was actually quite nice. But an hour and 45 minutes. Come on, I mean, that is ridiculous, Paul. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not surprised they've closed down if they're going to keep people waiting that long for food. That is just absolutely ridiculous. This is really nice. It's gone now. I've only got one can of that, so there we go. One of my Fosters. I've got another fun fact for you. Hang on. Let me roll my fun fact. Do you like this? I did this. I made this. I made that. Right. In After Effects, in case you're interested. Right. In After Effects. There is a company, right, that if you die, they will actually encase your ashes in concrete and plant it in a reef in the Indian Ocean, right, to encourage the reef to grow. Yeah. Another fun fact. I kid you not, right, there's a company that actually do that. They had to catch and kill the seagull for your dish first. Yeah. But I actually, if you get a chance, right? I mean, I've been all over Mallorca. Where did we stay the first time I went to Mallorca? We stayed at Port d'Alcuda, which is up in the north of the island. They've got that was a Thompson or TUI as they are now, all inclusive. They've got 4 big hotels there. And we stayed up there. That was all right actually. That was quite nice up there. And then the next time we went, we stayed in Caldor, which means the Gold Bay. And Emma stayed just round the corner from there the other week. Emma stayed just round the corner from there. That was actually quite nice. It wasn't very touristy. It was quiet. It was quiet, and I liked that. That was just before I had my before I went in for my chemo. I started to get really ill on that trip. That was when I knew that my cancer was really starting to affect me. And that was nice. But Paul introduced me to Can Bastilla. I'm sitting in a chair now because I'm not bouncing about. But when I'm out and about, because of my lung condition, I need a wheelchair. And we went out there with a manual wheelchair. I've actually got an electric wheelchair, but we went out there with Mickey, Alcudia. The resort we stayed at, the hotels were named after the planets Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Was that by any chance the resort you stayed at? But Port Alcudia was really nice. I quite enjoyed it. It was a really nice part of the island. But yeah, Paul took us out there, and my missus, bless her, she was pushing me everywhere. But one night we got quite drunk, and she couldn't manage it, and it ended up with Paul pushing me back to the hotel in this manual wheelchair. And we hired for the day. We hired one of these electric scooters for bombing around the resorts. That was quite fun. And that persuaded me to buy the electric wheelchair. But Campostilia is Hotel Delphin. That rings a bell. It rings a bell. I did like Port Alcudia. It was really nice. But I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance, Mickey, right? If you ever get a chance, if you want to go to somewhere really nice, Campostilia has actually got a cracking beach. And it's got what I guess you would call it a Paul. Tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. It's got a promenade. Um, and you can actually walk this promenade. It's like miles long, 4 or 5 miles long, and you can actually walk to the next town along this promenade. But as you're walking along this promenade, it's got a lot. It's got absolutely everything. It's got all the beach cafes, all the beach bars, all the beach restaurants you could want. I mean, we decided one day that we were going to try and go from Campostilia to the next. I forget the name of the next town, right? But I couldn't get any further than the first place that served alcohol. Um, and we ended up going about 5 beach bars in, and we ended up eating and everything else, and then ended up coming back because we never got to the next town. But it is a gorgeous promenade, and the whole promenade. It must be 3 or 4 miles, Paul. Is it 3 or 4 miles, Paul? The walk to the next town. Um, and it's beach, it's golden sand. I'm not a beach person. I know Paul is, but it's absolutely lovely, Campostilia, and it's as soon as I can travel again, and I've not. I know the COVID restrictions are going, but like I said, I'm not going to go into my health too much, but I've got cancer, and because I've got cancer, my cancer is a cancer of it's a blood. I actually have a blood cancer, follicular lymphoma, and my blood cancer means that my immune system isn't as good as everybody else's. So I'm at a greater danger of infection than you are. So I mean, I'm going to be wearing this is my mask, but it's not just an ordinary mask. It's an FP2 mask or N95. It's got the charcoal. In this case, it's got a changeable charcoal filter inside because it's not that I wear a mask not to be polite and stop me from giving other people the disease, but to stop me from catching it because I'm immunosuppressed. So whilst international travel is open, I'm not going to be able to travel just yet. I've got to make sure that COVID has completely and utterly gone. Orinal, that's it. Orinal, in one direction. That's it. Yep. Yeah. Um, oh no, you went to McDonald's. I didn't have a milkshake. Oh no, there's a Burger King. They've got milkshakes. There's a burger just past the Eroski. There's a big Burger King right on that little square thing. There's a big Burger King. I remember that. Yeah. Um, so I can't travel. I mean, we're looking at maybe April, May next year. It'll be the first time if I'm going to Spain. But when I do go to Spain, I want to go back to Mallorca. I want to go back to Campostilia because it is a lovely little place. I can't recommend it highly enough. I think this time I'm going to hire a car because I do want to explore. She wanted a McDonald's. Yeah, we can't get a McDonald's milkshake in Burger King. Um, I do want to explore the island. It's funny enough, the number of times that I've been to Mallorca, I've never been to the capital. I've never been to La Palma. And I know they've got a beautiful cathedral there. I've just never been to La Palma. It's just one that I must spend some time going round La Palma, the capital city. I mean, other places like Ibiza. I mean, I've been to Ibiza, one of the other Balearic Islands, and yes, the Orange Blossom Express from Sola. Sola is a lovely place, Mickey. Sola is lovely. I mean, my overriding. I don't know whether I don't know what the Orange Blossom Express was, but when we got to Sola, we had a meal in the main square in Sola, and the trams would come between the tables, which was like an amazing experience. You're sitting there, right, and a tram comes past your table, right? I'm not kidding. It actually goes through the middle of a restaurant table. You have to understand. If you've been to Sola, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But after we finished our meal, we got a tram down to the beach, which is about a 3 mile trip. Is that the Orange Blossom Express by any chance, Mickey? Just asking. But Sola itself is a beautiful little town. Beautiful little town. Um, so yeah, I've not been to I've not been to Palma itself. Oh, okay, yeah, not very disabled friendly. But I've not been to Palma at all. I mean, places like Ibiza, which is another one of the Balearic Islands. I've been to Ibiza City, and I mean, they've got a beautiful place there, Dalt Villa. If you've ever been to Ibiza, you know what I'm talking about. You must have explored Dalt Villa. That's beautiful. So I'm hoping that in some respects, Palma is like that. You say it's not very disabled friendly. You said that about Forteventura, right? My electric wheelchair will climb some quite steep gradients. My electric wheelchair is really pretty good, Paul. It will do a lot. But I don't need to go inside. In fact, I particularly don't want to go inside the cathedrals, but I do enjoy the architecture. But I've not been there. So coming back to what Mickey said, is that the Orange Blossom Express, Mickey? The tram from Sola down to the beach, or is that something else completely different? Oh right, well, I've not been there, Paul. It's yeah, I know the trams aren't really disabled friendly, but I wasn't disabled at the time. I wasn't as ill as I am now. Because that's why I went on the tram. We did plan on doing we did plan on getting the train from where we were staying into Sola, but in the end I hired a car, which was much easier. Yeah, that was a fun little car. I hired a Seat Ibiza. That was fun. That was. So Mallorca hasn't really got many mountains, but it has got a mountainous region up north. And as we left Sola, right, and my son accused me of going all Jeremy Clarkson. The main east-west road through the island has now got a tunnel that goes through the mountain range. And it's quite a long tunnel. I think it's about 5 kilometres long. And it goes through the mountain range because it cuts out the old road. Now, the old road was really a squiggly, hairpin, switchback, terrible road to drive. Terrible road to drive, but I made a point of when we left Sola of driving the old road instead of the tunnel. And my son, who was in the car with me, accused me of getting all Jeremy Clarkson because I must admit, when I've got a manual car and I'm on the hairpins, I do like to throw it around those bends. I really do. I mean, I dread to think how badly I dread to think how badly I drive over there. But you know what they say, don't you? If it's a rental, you go like it's mental. But I certainly do when I'm up the mountains in a hire car. Part of the trip is the tram, and the other part is a train with old wooden garages. I think that was the one we were going to take. I think that was what we were looking at, Mickey. But that. I think it's going to be out of the question now. So, but yeah, I think we did look at that. But Campostilla itself is nice because it's flat. It's not hilly. And it's got a nice access beach. It's got lovely places to eat. It's got a lovely beachfront, and it's got a lovely. I love that walk to El Arenal. El Arenal, that's the one. Which is about 5 kilometres, isn't it, Paul? About 5 kilometres. Yeah. So, but it's nice. Campostilla itself as a resort is quite nice. There aren't that many pastry places there now, but it is nice. So yeah. There's lots of the island that I haven't explored in Mallorca. There's lots. I need to. Have any of you done Cave Ostraco? The caves with the musicians that come out on the boat and play music. Have you done that yet? Have either of you done that? Oh wait. We decided to do the caves, right? And Sean said to me, "Oh," she said, "yeah, let's not hire a car. Let's do it. Let's go on the local buses." Right? The local buses on Mallorca are as bad as the buses on Malta. If you've ever been to Malta, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't ever use the local buses. Oh my God, that was a frightening experience. In the end, I got the Oh, look, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream Twat. Oh, yeah, I've received 100 messages. I'm a lucky man. Right. Sorry, yeah. Don't ever use public transport out of Mallorca. It's a nightmare. It's 50-50 the chances. Um, a long bloody way, but they're on pastry places. You need to know where they are. Well, there was one just where we stayed, right? In that we stayed in an apartment block, a self catering apartment block. Where we stayed, on that first night, she found a place that did it all. She said, "I'm just going out to get some food." She come back with some of the most wonderful bread, right? A cooked chicken and a shitload of pastries. So she found it, you know. She found them straight away. But I do like Campostilia. So what do you reckon, Paul? Are we up for another trip to Campostilia next year? I've got to tell you that Paul and I arranged a trip to Paul and his partner, me and my partner. We arranged a trip to Fuerteventura in January 2019. Unfortunately, I got very ill in January 19. I caught something called HIB. No, not HIV, not AIDS, HIB, Haemophilus influenza, which is unfortunate because since 1992 we've been regularly vaccinating people against HIB in this country. So anybody born prior to 1992, like Mickey and Paul, won't have been inoculated against HIB. However, talking to Mickey the other day, I know that he's been offered the jab. I hope you take it, Mickey. I hope you've taken it. But I know he's been offered the jab. Right, yeah. Paul, a long bloody way. Is that the walk to El Arano? What is it? It's about 5 kilometres, isn't it? You need to hire out there. You need to hire a scooter. Yeah. I'll message later about this. I've got to be honest. Hang on, I'm being interrupted. Yes, darling.
Dinner's ready.
I can't hear you. Go on.
Dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready. All right, I'll finish up soon. That was. I'm being told that my dinner's ready, so I'll finish up in a minute. It's not going to be this year for me, Paul. I daren't chance it. So it's going to be next year. Right. I best cut this stream short because I've been summoned. My normally when I do a stream on a Wednesday, we actually have our dinner before I do the stream, but I ate my lunch late today, so because I wasn't feeling too well, and I didn't feel like my dinner beforehand, so I said I'd do it. So anyway, look, I'm gonna say good night now because that was my other half telling me that dinner's ready. So good night, Tracy. It's been nice talking to you. Good night, Paul. Good night, Mickey. Good night, the other Paul. Good night, Stephen, if you're still there. Good night, Salty, and good night, HGX, if you're there. So I'm going to have to say goodbye now because I've got to go and eat my dinner. So we'll continue this. We'll continue this on Friday, perhaps, and perhaps I can get Mickey on here live with me. So we'll see what we can sort out about that. So goodbye to everybody. As always, it's been fun. So I'll see you later, guys. Bye.